Within my first few days of relocating from Nigeria to China, I realized I had entered a completely different world. Imagine falling asleep in a taxi and waking up safely at your gates. Imagine paying for everything with just a scan. Imagine seeing rich people riding bicycles and taking trains. These are the biggest culture shocks I've ever experienced since relocating to China.
Hi, my name is Augusta, a Nigerian woman, and I live in China. Here are 21 culture shocks that surprised me after moving to China. Before coming here, I had seen so many things on social media and heard different stories about what China would be like. But after living here, I have experienced things that completely shocked me. Some good, some unexpected, and some that I'm still trying to get used to. So if you're someone who is planning to move to China or visit, or you're just curious about life in China, then keep watching. One, the population is no joke. You may not really understand this until you are standing inside a train station.
Sometimes the trains are so packed that everyone is standing shoulder to shoulder, yet somehow everything still moves efficiently. Despite the crowd, people still manage to get to work, school, and appointments on time.
Two, everyone seems to be equal. I noticed it almost immediately. There doesn't seem to be as much classism as we are used to seeing back home.
You will see wealthy people using public transportation, riding bicycles, walking, and doing everyday things themselves. Nobody seems too important to use a train or walk down the streets. It made me realize how much a society can function when people don't feel the need to constantly prove their status.
Three, Chinese people work a lot. If you are coming to China, prepare your legs because you are going to work.
People here work everywhere. Rich people work, poor people work, young people work, elderly people work. Some people easily hit 10,000 steps daily without even trying. Walking is simply part of everyday life. 4. China is practically cashless. This one completely shocked me. In China, almost everything is cashless, from buying a bottle of water to paying for groceries, transportation, food delivery, shopping, and even street vendors. Almost everyone pays by scanning a QR code. Sometimes you can even go an entire day without touching cash once. 5. Scanning is a way of life. If you move to China, get ready to scan everything. Need to pay for food? Scan. Need a bicycle? Scan. Need to enter some buildings? Scan. Need to order food? Scan. Need to make a transfer? Scan. It feels like your phone becomes your wallet, your bank card, your transport card, and sometimes even your key. I've never lived anywhere where so much of daily life is connected to a simple QR code. Another one is every household has some kind of bike. Bicycles and electric bikes are everywhere. This very one really shocked me because back there in Nigeria, is mostly, should I say, poor people that use bikes. But in China, it is one major means of transportation. They are affordable, convenient, and often faster than driving in busy areas. The next one is the endless Chinese tea culture. If you are invited somewhere, prepare yourself. Chinese people are incredibly hospitable, but one thing they won't allow is an empty teacup. The moment you take a sip, someone is already refilling it. Sometimes you just want a break, but your cup keeps magically filling itself again. Another thing I noticed is that they are more welcoming than social media says. Before coming to China, social media had me expecting something completely different. But personally, many of the people I've met have been friendly, curious, and welcoming. Of course, every country has good and bad people, but my experience has been much more positive than what I saw online. Another one is that the buildings are massive. The skyline here is incredible. The buildings are so tall that sometimes you find yourself constantly looking up. There are residential buildings with dozens of floors and entire neighborhoods filled with high-rise apartments. The night views are amazing. The next one is that people smoke everywhere. One culture shock I'm still adjusting to is smoking. You will see people smoking in many places, on the streets, outside buildings, while walking, and sometimes in places you wouldn't expect. Coming from a different environment, it definitely stands out. Another one is that Didi feels surprisingly safe. If you're coming from Nigeria, this one might shock you. On my second day in China, I ordered a Didi ride. I was exhausted and ended up falling asleep in the car. The driver didn't take advantage of the situation. Instead, he drove me all the way to my destination, stopped at my gate, and gently woke me up. That experience immediately made me feel safer in my new environment. The next one, which I find really weird, but is good anyways, is the legendary Chinese squat. I don't know how they do it. Chinese people can squat comfortably almost anywhere and stay there for a long time. While after 30 seconds, my legs are begging for help. It's honestly a skill. Another thing that surprised me is that wedding rings aren't common. One thing I have noticed is that many married women don't wear their wedding rings. In Nigeria, wedding rings are often a visible symbol of marriage. Here, marriage seems to be treated more privately, and many women simply don't wear rings regularly. Okay, this next one, I noticed that their public toilets are very clean. Considering China's huge population, I expected public toilets to be terrible. But many public toilets I have seen are actually very clean and well maintained. It's something I definitely didn't expect. Another thing I noticed is that online shopping is on another level. China has taken convenience to a completely different level. You can order almost anything online and receive it very quickly. And if you don't like it, returning it is often simple and straightforward. It's one of the reasons e-commerce is so huge here. The next one is that drivers don't chase you for payments. This one still amazes me. When your Didi ride ends, the driver doesn't ask, "Where is my money?" You simply get out and leave because payment has already been processed through the app. No cash arguments, no transfer delays, no awkward conversations. Everything is automated and seamless. And the next one, shared bikes are everywhere. One thing that blew my mind is the bike sharing system. You will see thousands of government approved bicycles and electric bikes parked around the city. All you need to do is scan a QR code with your phone, ride to your destination, and leave the bike there. The shocking part, you don't have to return it to where you picked it up. You simply park it at your destination and someone else can use it. It's such a convenient system and makes moving around the city incredibly easy. The next one is that hot water is their solution to everything. This one surprised me the most. No matter the weather, Chinese people love hot water. Whether it's winter, summer, rain, or sunshine, you will constantly see people carrying flasks filled with hot water. If you are sick, drink hot water. If you are tired, drink hot water. If you are cold, drink hot water. Hot water is basically medicine here. Another thing is that everything feels automated, from food delivery and transportation to online shopping and payments. Technology is integrated into almost every part of life. Things that might take several steps elsewhere can often be done in seconds with an app. Living here has shown me what a truly digital society looks like. Another amazing thing is that security is incredible. This has probably been my biggest positive shock. People leave phones, bags, and personal belongings unattended without panicking. The level of security and surveillance makes many people feel safe enough to do things that would make me nervous back home. The last one is that life moves fast here. Everything feels efficient, from transportation to food delivery, online shopping, payments, and daily services. Things happen quickly. Living here has made me realize how much technology can simplify everyday life.
Moving to China has challenged some of the assumptions I had before coming here. Some things shocked me, some impressed me, while some still makes me laugh every day. but overall it's been an eye-opening experience, and I'm excited to keep learning more about the culture. So if you have been to China or you live here, tell me your biggest culture shock in the comments section. Alright, see you guys in my next video. Bye.